welcome to Eagle News International Australia Oceania. I am Donabel de los Santos from Sydney, bringing you stories from Australia, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. These are the headlines. Papua New Guinea receives first batch of AstraZeneca vaccines from Covax. Queensland eases mask restrictions as community virus transmission declines. Australia honours Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh on his passing. Filipino small business owners thrive in South Australia. Townsville's Perk Regional Gallery hosts collaborative work of Australian artists. And Port Moresby showcases murals and art scenes around city. We begin with Papua New Guinea as the first batch of AstraZeneca vaccines from Covax arrived in Port Moresby. As COVID-19 cases in Papua New Guinea keep rising, health authorities are hopeful that this will reduce the health risk of the residents. A vaccine rollout was administered to a few and will continue to do so following a plan. Eagle News correspondent Angeline Rebuya reports on this story. Angeline?
The first batch of 132,000 COVID-19 AstraZeneca vaccines from the Covax facility arrived in the country of Papua New Guinea. The World Health Organization, the Department of Health, and UNICEF Organization of PNG were pleased to receive the deployed Covax doses. The coronavirus cases in Papua New Guinea are rapidly increasing. Hundreds of residents and non-residents are showing COVID symptoms each day. This predicament is worsened by healthcare systems and frontliners are struggling to cope. According to Papua New Guineans, the vaccine rollout was administered safely to few. The full medication of AstraZeneca vaccines has 2 doses separated by 8 weeks to 12 weeks time. However, not all citizens are in agreement with the treatment regimen, as they believe the virus is not in the nation.
Parang grumagrabe po yung sitwasyon natin kasi wala pong proper na testing na nagagawa. Dapat po mag pa sila ng dissemination, information dissemination sa mga lalo na sa mga communities, villages. Kasi po, ang notion po nila dito is immune po sila sa virus na to. Dapat po ipaalam nila kung ano ba ang tamang bilang at paano po nakukuha ang virus at saka kung paano po maiiwasan. Kasi po, dahil po doon, dumadami ang kaso natin. Ang mga struggles po na namimit ko sa kanila is yung halimbawa po hindi po sila obedient po sa mga dinedeclare ng kanilang pamahalaan na social distancing, pagsuot ng mask. Sa akin po, sa tulong po ng mga private clinics po, opo, mas po sila ngayon, mas upgraded sila. Oo. Para sa pandemyang ito. Personal view ko po as a health worker po, dapat po magpa-vaccine po sila. Kasi po, doon lang po natin maiiwasan ang grabeng epekto ng virus na to. Sabihin lang po natin sa kanila ang advantages o yung kapakipakinabang na epekto ng bakuna. At sabihin po natin na mas lesser po ang magiging epekto nito sa health pag nabakunahan ka kesa yung pag hindi ka nabakunahan tapos nakuha mo yung sakit na ito. Mas mas grabe po yung sakit na makukuha. They should uphold the integrity of our health workers. We should help them We should unite, we should focus, and we should help them to encourage people to obey our rules. It also means that they should encourage people to be vaccinated because it will help a lot. Regardless of the brand po, it will help a lot po for the whole PNG.
PNG will receive a total of 588,000 AstraZeneca vaccines before the end of June 2021 from the first allocation. The vaccine is anticipated to be shipped in May. The PNG government officially thanked the Covax facility in bringing COVID-19 vaccines to the nation. The government is unceasingly reminding everyone that the coronavirus pandemic is still circulating. Maintain and strengthen public health measures. Reporting from Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, this is Angeline Mauricio Ribuya, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Angeline. We look forward to more positive news from your end. Heading now to Australia, Queensland has begun to ease mask restrictions following the result of the declining community virus transmission in the state. Our Gold Coast correspondent Patricia Madronio has more details. Patricia?
Following an outbreak and subsequent snap lockdown in Brisbane, Queensland, mask restrictions were put in place in the entire Sunshine State for the first time since the pandemic began in March last year. This was implemented on March 30, 2021 by the Queensland government in an effort to staunch community transmission before the recovery efforts of the past year could be undone. On the 14th of April 2021, Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk announced that the mask restrictions were to be lifted hours earlier than expected. This development is a result of recording 0 new cases for consecutive days. With almost 10,000 tests being conducted daily, this development provided enough evidence for the health minister to give his go-ahead for an early lifting of the mask restrictions. However, it is still strongly recommended that physical distancing should be practiced in all indoor and outdoor venues, and that Queenslanders should carry a mask with them at all times, should physical distancing not be possible, such as in ride shares and in busy public areas. Currently, there is an upward limit of 100 people for household gatherings, and visitors are permitted into hospitals, aged care, and detention centers. Venues with ticketed entry can operate at full capacity, and there is no attendance limit on outdoor gatherings. Retail and hospitality venues have also eased restrictions on capacity and mask wearing. With these conditions, citizens of Queensland are now able to enjoy activities outside of their homes. Despite these minor setbacks, Queensland is firmly on the road to recovery from the challenges brought about by the pandemic, and the residents of the state can be reassured that the presiding government and health department heads are working hard to keep each and every one of them safe. This also evidences how Queenslanders are able to work together in times of strife to safeguard each other's well-being. Reporting from Gold Coast, Australia, I am Patricia Mandronio, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thanks, Patricia. This truly is a great progress for the state of Queensland. Australia is overcast with sorrow after the announcement of the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip's passing. A tribute was held in remembrance and to honour Prince Philip's help and contributions to many Australians throughout his life. Eagle News correspondent Raylene Rose Javier reports. Raylene?
The pronouncement of Prince Philip's passing on April 9, 2021 sought no doubt that sorrow was rampant across Australia. Prince Philip has touched the hearts of so many throughout his 99 years of life, whether it be personally, by means of letters, emails, and/or even through the renowned Duke of Edinburgh Award. Prince Philip has recorded 21 visits to Australia, the first being in 1940 before his marriage as a midshipman on the battleship Ramillies. The establishment of the Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme enabled Prince Philip to teach life, outdoor survival skills, and camaraderie, which brought 775,000 young Australians that spanned through 65 years. On April 10, 2021, Australian flags around the globe flew at half-mast hours after his death, followed by a 41-gun salute that took place outside the Federal Parliament House on Saturday, the 17th of April 2021. This will include 21 rounds for a royal tribute with an addition of 20 rounds, all at 10-second intervals. Australians express their condolences and tributes through the signing of an online book. In line with Prince Philip's unique wishes, he is to be buried at a private location, reverting the traditional burial of kings, queens, and consorts at Westminster Abbey or St. George's Chapel. Prince Philip's coffin was led by a procession from Windsor Castle. Reporting from Brisbane, Queensland, this is Raylin Rose Javier. Eagle News, we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Raylene. We honour the life of His Royal Highness Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. After the break, we will learn about Filipino small business owners thriving in South Australia. Plus, let's explore the collaborative works of two Australian artists showcased in Townsville's Perk Regional Gallery. And let's take a look at the murals and art scenes around the city of Port Moresby. All these stories when Eagle News International Australia Oceania returns. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News International Australia Oceania. Moving on to Adelaide. New small Filipino business owners are thriving in South Australia in the midst of the ongoing pandemic. With the many rules and restrictions in place, some fellow Filipinos have turned their favourite pastime into a more productive occupation. Eagle News correspondent Sage Odonia has more on this story. Sage?
The implementation of social distancing and rules to stay at home to prevent the spread of COVID-19 has certainly made an impact on our usual way of living and daily activities. In order to stay entertained at home, many have developed hobbies during the pandemic, including cooking, arts, and crafts. Some have even used their hobbies to create a small business to share their passion with others and an extra source of income. In South Australia, the Filipino community has had an emergence of different small businesses.
Angie Atienza is an example of someone that has used her love for cooking Filipino food to establish a business in South Australia. She sells a range of tasty Filipino dishes through social media, on her personal Facebook profile, and on the Pinoy AU Adelaide Facebook page. Angie's customers are able to make personal orders or catering for parties. The dishes on offer include palabok, pancit, Filipino spaghetti, and combo platters. Sarah Ardonia established her home-based bakery with what started as a pastime in October 2020. The bakery SD Taste has a variety of delicious Filipino desserts and pastries including pandesal, Spanish bread with ube flavoring, pan de coco, and ensaimada.
It's actually a home-based business, but they can always order through our Facebook, Instagram, which is SD Taste underscore SA. And
she is also famous for baking a range of cakes, such as Sans Rival and her best-selling Mango Bravo.
Customers can usually expect a freshly baked breads and cakes. When they place the order, at least it will be made on the same day, or if it's a cake, it will be 1 to 2 days, but I usually prepare it as fresh as much as I can.
Angie Atienza and Sarah Ardonia are just some of the many individuals in the Filipino community that have used their hobbies to create a small business. Although the pandemic has significantly affected the livelihoods of numerous individuals, the rising popularity of small businesses has enabled many to develop new skills and find a passion that they can share to others. The emergence of small businesses within the Filipino community has also allowed many Filipino individuals to continue cherishing their culture and allow others to recognize the beauty of Filipino culture. This is reporting from Adelaide, Australia. This is Sage Ardonia. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Sage. It's great to see our fellow Filipinos soaring high with their passion. Now in Townsville, the Perk Regional Gallery is hosting the collaborative work between artists Carolyn Craig and Damien Dillon, titled Dislocation, featuring works of Australia's post-colonial landscape. Let's join our correspondent Morgan Goodfellow as he takes us along this exhibition. Morgan?
Open to the public, the Perk Regional Gallery located on the corner of Flinders Street and Denham Street in Townsville CBD, has gathered together two local Australian artists to showcase their collective collaboration. Dislocation examines the intangible effect of Australia's post-colonial landscape. Carolyn Craig and Damien Gillan have collaborated in consideration of the Australian outback as a set of interrelations. Body and space, inhabitation, and other cultural metaphors were respected. The landscape serves as a site of analysis in relation to the underlying violence of capital economies. This exhibition includes a range of new and recent works by both artists, including performative, sculptural, printmaking and photography, and installation elements to fuse a new whole between the artists and their various media. Observing health protocols following recent COVID restrictions, the display can be viewed from the 16th of April until the 13th of June. Carolyn Craig is an artist who works within the graphic mediums. She holds a PhD from the Queensland College of Art and teaches at the National Art School in Sydney. Damien Dillon is a Sydney-based artist who works across photography, installation and video. He has a bachelor's degree from Sydney College of the Arts and a master's degree from the College of Fine Art New South Wales. He has been a recipient of numerous grants and awards. His work is also included in numerous private and public collections. Dislocation's thought-provoking and intriguing collection of works is an experiment that uniquely fashions itself in the modular space of the Perk Regional Gallery, an exhibition that is not to be missed. Reporting from Townsville, Australia, this is Morgan Goodfellow, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thanks, Morgan. The collaborative work surely brings the art experience to another level. Still along the lines of artistry, Papua New Guinea's capital, the city of Port Moresby, also offers its visitors a visual and creative treat with mural paintings and various art scenes, representing cultural, economical, and educational themes. Eagle News correspondent Eko Hortaleza Quinola will give us a tour. Take us there. Eko?
Here in the National Capital District known as Port Moresby Town by Papua New Guineans is an ideal place and opportunity to capture pictures, photos, and videos. The artistic murals and artwork are representations of cultural, economic, and educational themes. Let's continue to explore some places which has mural paintings and art scenes. This is the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium. The fence is decorated with colorful and beautiful murals which showcase Papua New Guinea's bright and outstanding artists. Now, let's explore Ella Beach. There is an addition of attractive art scenes that represent a production sense of the textual embodiment of life. When viewing the equivocal artwork, we can't help but to give our own personal meaning and interpretation.
I think the role of the artist in the society is it is very important, to keep the record of whatever things we have in our society, to capture the image of what kind of a natural beauty of the environment we have and what kind of a culture we have. Describe them into what kind of form of way of describing them, into line paintings. Like in my tradition, we do line paintings to describe those totemic symbols we have. It is good to preserve them, in a role of being an artist. Staying in Moresby, I spent almost 8 years from now, and participating with some of the artists, Port Moresby-based artists, doing some murals. I got so many in here, but the one in you can see so clear. It's down at the Ella Beach, Beachway, waterfront. You will see some of the murals there. I got one of my painting there. I really want the world to really see the heritage of my culture, and all I want is to, outside part of the world, the people need to go as a tourist to my destiny and my place, and see the way our lifestyle, and see our art, and they can also have time to purchase some of the little work done, creativity done by the local artists. The young generation need to take art, consider art, because it is through art that you can really express. You can really express someone to really see that you got an identity. You come from that kind of a tribe or tradition. You have that strength. It is an art in you that you can show. You can showcase, and then people say, "Oh, you come from that part of the tribe." And so, having an art with the taking up skill of an artist it's very important to young kids. They need to be an artist, have some skills of an art in them. I have like some of my work, plenty. I think plenty outside. Even I have one of my design also stolen, and it was like mass produced and used, and it is like very very viral around in the Pacific, and people are making money, and still I'm not complaining. I'm still be patient. Things always go out of hand, but you need to wait. Like right time will gonna come, the nature will come on your side, and things will be good. See, like to the government, I think that our government doesn't have enough concentration on the tourism and arts thing. They focus more onto like sports, and which wouldn't like to talk more about them on that, because you see, if they can have some time to like stop and then focus, and focus on artists, will be good. And if they cannot do that, like whatever little knowledge we have, like we just put food on the table for our family. But if they want to preserve the thing, art and culture, it is them to put out, galleries and institutions or training centers and all this. So, we artists can participate in that areas to take up trainings and, yeah.
The murals throughout Port Moresby or elsewhere in Papua New Guinea are considered rich traditional artistic heritage. These art forms give us the perception that Papua New Guinea has strong, creative, and talented artists. Reporting from Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, this is Echo Hortaleza Quinola, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Many thanks, Echo. Papua New Guinea truly does not disappoint in showcasing their heritage and culture. And that ends today's program. Thank you for watching Eagle News International Australia Oceania. Join us again next week as we share more stories from our bureaus across Australia, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. Visit our websites on eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. And don't forget to follow us on twitter.com/eaglenews and on facebook.com/eaglenews. Stay safe, stay strong and take care everyone. From Sydney, Australia, I'm Donabel De Los Santos. Eagle News. We live in interesting times.